Hey YouTube, how's it going? Pro Dragons here, bringing you my updated Dragon Link profile, which was completely untouched by the ban list, so I'm very happy about that. So I'm going to take you through the profile. It's a 50 card deck and kind of explain how most of the engines work. But this deck is incredibly consistent and like will easily be one of the best decks of this format. And obviously there's a couple of changes you can make, but it is extremely consistent. So I'm going to take you through the profile. The main thing first is I'm just going to kind of break it down into like a couple of engines. So first we're going to start with a Rokket engine. So we've got 3 Rokket Tracer, 1 Magna Rokket, 1 Rokket Recharger, and 1 ABS Router. And then to support that, we've got the 3 Quick Launch and the 1 Boot Sector Launch. So cut out Silver Rokket, and that's mainly because on the end board you don't really finish on the Unchained Abomination anymore. So you don't have the way to get that effect and get your opponent's extra deck. Obviously you can change it if you want to go back to that, but obviously this way it kind of plays to sort of floodgate your opponent so they kind of can't get into the extra deck anyway. So yeah, these are the Rockets. So Magna Rokket just have a different target. Rokket Recharger just because it's so good, like to be able to recur your monsters from the graveyard and carry on going from there. Absol because it's a search, Quick Launch because it's the telly, and Boot Sector because it's search off Striker Dragon. You only need 1. You don't actually need it for the main combo, but it's good backup and a good way to extend if you haven't got the cards you need. So that's the Rokket package. And then kind of moving on to like other starters / extenders. So I only played 2 Stardew Safer at the moment. 2 Black Metal Dragon and the 1 Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. The White Rose and Red Rose Dragon, and this is mainly for the combo. And I'll play 2 Noctivision Dragon as well. So Starliege is your starter that you could get into your sort of white and black dragon and combo from there. Obviously Black Metal, you link it off and then you can search for Red Eyes Darkness. And like with this deck, you just need to make the Romulus link 2 and you can go full combo from there. So anything that allows you to make a link 2 is basically your starter. The Red Rose is mainly to summon off your Needle Fiber, and then you Synchro Summon using it, and that brings out your White Rose. And then Noctivision is your extender / star. So if you say have a Star Liege, so use its effect, get say the Black Dragon, summon that, go into Striker Dragon, then you can summon Noctivision Dragon, and then you can sort of combo from there. So yeah, that is this package basically. And then what you basically see is there's just lots of different cards in this that will allow you to make that link to and to be able to go from there. Next are Dragonmaid. So I actually played 2 Chamber Dragonmaid and 1 Dragonmaid Tidying. So this is it because if throughout your combo your opponent's hand traps you a couple of times or they haven't, this trap card is so good. Like it allows you another bounce on the field. So what you do is you'll end on like Heavenly Spheres and you will set this plus your Savage and Red Eyes Darkness and you will have the Buster Blade equipped. So then what you can do is you can bounce with Heavenly Spheres, get your Brotar out, get your Search for your Chaos Lavineer, and then you can use this to bounce your Brotar back to you and then bounce another card they have. And then when this is in the graveyard, you can banish it to summon out a Dragonmaid. So it's such a good trap card, and it like gives you plays for the next turn as well. So that's why it's included. And then kind of for the Chaos package, the 1 Lavineer, the 1 Brotar, with the White Dragon and the Black Dragon, and then the 3 Chaos Space. So most of that's kind of straightforward, you know, it hasn't changed. Obviously Chaos Space is your searcher now, so it just allows you that bit more, which is just really good. And then obviously you can banish it, put one of them back and get the draw as well. So quite straightforward, shouldn't need much explanation. And that is that. And then moving on So this is like a personal preference. I haven't seen this in many builds, but it's completely up to you. I've got obviously the one Chaos Emperor Dragon or Armageddon. Then one Supreme King Dragon Darkwurm. And then obviously the best card to search them is the Odd Eyes Revolution. So what I'd really like in terms of a combo, which just works really well, is basically having a Chaos Space and an Odd Eyes in your hand. So basically, activate Odd Eyes as effect, get yourself a Darkwurm, activate Chaos Space, pitching the Darkwurm, get your White Dragon, or Black Dragon, because, sorry, Odd Eyes is white, light. Darkwurm special summon itself, and then you can summon out the Black Dragon banishing the Odd Eyes, and then you've got a free Link 2 without having to even normal summon, and then you've got the extra draw that you're going to get off this, and it's just such a good little combo start. So I love it when I kind of see those kind of combinations in my hands. So yeah, that is that. And then moving on for the Dragoonity package, it's obviously one Dragoonity Phalanx, one Divine Lance, one Dragon's Ravine. Kind of straightforward for the combo. Rarely go into Dragon's Ravine, so I might end up cutting it, but it's just useful if you've got it in your hand. And then kind of the last one, so the Dragon Buster Whelp for the lock, and then 2 World Legacy Guard Dragon just for free extension. So that's that. Cool, so that's like the 40 card deck. But then to make it a 50 card deck, I've put in loads of hand traps. So I've actually got 2 Phantasme, 2 Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Ogre, 2 Nibiru, and 2 Imperm. Now these 10 hand traps are completely your choice. Like, Ash is probably one of the better cards in the format. Ogre is actually really good at the moment. You could put in the Gamma package if you wanted. But, you know, that's only live if you're going second, and this is like a really going first deck. You can go second, but mainly you want to go first. Phantasme and Nibiru is just in case you go second and you need to do that kind of function. Obviously, Imperm's always live. So, yeah, it's completely up to you. This is kind of the ratios that I've got, but you can change them around. And that is that. So that is the 50 card deck profile. And then I'll just take you through the extra deck. So for your best starter, you've got 2 Striker Dragon. And then for the other level ones, your Pisty and LP. Then Link Cross for the combo. Then for your Link 2s, you've got your Romulus, Protection Whelp, Heavenly Spheres, Needle Fiber. You've got a Union Carrier, Quad Barrel Load, Bar Sword, and then for your Synchros, you've got 1 Metal Marsha, 1 Herald, and 1 Savage. And that's your 15 card extra deck. So you can actually play Dragoon in this deck, and it's actually quite easy to make, but you obviously have to make a choice what you're going to cut. So I'd say if you go for the Dragoon package, you'd cut the Union Carrier and the Quad Barrel Load to put in your Verte and your Dragoon. And obviously you take out the Buster Whelp from the deck and add in the 3 Garnets instead. So it just depends what kind of balls you're in on. Like, I think the Floodgates is better, but then you could easily side deck the Dragoon package depending on the opponent you're playing and be like, well, the Floodgates don't matter, so then pull out Dragoon instead, and that's a harder boss to beat over. And it gives you that extra negate on the field. Also with the combo, like, I'll bring a different video to show the combo, but it plays through Nibiru really well. And the card, I'm going to add in 2 triple tactics talent to this deck, and I'll find what to cut to keep it at the 50 cards. But it's just such a good card for this deck. So like, if you think about how you do the combo, when you get into the step before you get into the Herald, that's where your opponent has a chance to Nibiru you. Now if you have triple tactics talent in your hand and they Nibiru you, then you can use the talent to take the Nibiru that they've summoned and now you've got the token Nibiru, and then you can go into the Buster Whelp, and then you're bound to have other extenders in your hand, so then you can carry on the combo. Like, this deck plays through hand traps really well. Like, you know, people are like, oh, there's different choke points here and there, and it's like, you can just carry on playing through. Like, you will always be able to put out some sort of board. And the most important thing is because they've used hand traps, like, their hands reduced as well. So yeah, it's a very good deck. I really like this deck. Works really well. Extremely consistent as well. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. As I said, completely untouched by the ban list. Does the exact same thing of pulling out this massive board, and then it's got the main recursion of it as well, which hasn't gone, which is just so good. So yeah, I hope you like the profile, guys. Let me down in the comment sections what you think. Make sure you like the video and subscribe, and see you next time.